Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the HL Show. I am your host, and today we will go through how I make my 3D printed masks and helmets. So, let's go. Alright, before we begin, I just want to say thank you all for watching the videos, liking, subscribing, and leaving your comments down below. And if you're new to this channel, just please by all means just subscribe, and yeah, you'll see more of this. To begin 3D printing a mask or a helmet, you have to measure the size of your head, and that is most important part, because then you will be able to scale the model in the slicer accordingly. When I print my masks or helmets, I like to segregate it in a couple of parts, because when you print the full scaled helmets, you might have issues with your printer. That means you have to go and restart it again and again until you get it right, until it becomes perfect. Otherwise then the support might break and the print might fall down or crack, or something happens to it, melts. Then you would lose out on so much filament and of course time. So I print it in a couple of parts. For example, the Daredevil helmet comes in 4 parts. You have this as part of the face, and of course there is part of the skull at the back. Alright, and yeah, there we go, part of the skull at the back. And it's a good way to do so. When one breaks, the other one is still alive, so you can just need to print another one instead of the whole piece. You get what I mean? This is the Iron Man Endgame helmets. Before the movie came out, there was a trailer and everyone went wild. They created this mask without seeing the whole footage of the helmet. That's why the helmet does not look as accurate as it is in the movie. And then of course a group of designers, they created another design of the helmet which shows an accurate model of the movie. Well, this came in 7 parts, which was quite interesting. It's unwearable, of course, but it's the same size as my head. It's quite interesting and unique how it's been designed, but no, it's not the same. It's a bit annoying, but I quite like it. It's quite interesting. It has a quite nice vibe to it. The helmet, it took a couple of days to print, but it was worth it. I didn't sand much of the helmet because I wanted to have the unstable nanotechnology vibe, just like so, as you can see here. And I just wanted to keep it in that form, just to make it look like it's been through the battle of the Infinity War. For the face shield, I used a metallic gold, as you can see here. And for the rest of the helmet, I used a gloss scarlet red, of course with a matte black finish to give it the depth and the effect, as you can see here. Here I used a copper Sharpie for the wiring, and cut part of the scratches here with silver. The aim for this is to add a projector in the helmet right here, and it will project onto the wall of footage of Tony Stark when he was in the battleship and trying to communicate with his family and friends. Another project, also adding the LED lights. The LED lights are quite interesting. I will list them in the description below where to get them from, but they come as these acrylic plastic here, and you can literally see through them. You can purchase these lights on different various of colors. For example, this one, it's green, and you can get clear white or blue or red, purple, depending on what you want to purchase. I have a helmet of Red Hood that I made here, which shows how the light works. So this is the helmet, as you can see, and you have the cable right there and the switch, and that's how it goes. You would need a heat gun to bend this acrylic sheet, and of course it will fit right in there from inside. 3D printed helmets and masks, they're quite strong. They're not like latex, you can stretch it out and put it on your head. With these, you have to create an opening, such as a back piece that will open and then magnetize back together, like so. To do that is very simple. Just make sure you glue the rest of the helmet except the parts that needs to come off, and that is a good way of wearing the helmet without stressing yourself out. You can do it in multiple ways. For example, this is the Batman cowl, as you can see here. Now the opening is from the back, like so. I used 6 magnets, 3 on each side, and as you can see here, it just clicks back together. Now with this helmet, I found it a bit stressful just to have this by itself with the magnet. It will fall from your face, it will distract you, the fear of this coming off. It's a good grip that doesn't fall when you shake it, but the fear that it might slip or fall from your head, the helmet will fall apart and it will break. So a good way of doing so is adding a Velcro at the back of the helmet, and it will fit in perfectly fine and it won't slip away. Okay, all right. Also, you need padding. Lots. I used a foam for these paddings, and it helps out quite a lot. Now, gluing your masks would require a super glue. Any super glue would do, as long as it is strong and it dries quickly. Once you have glued the masks together, you will find seams that goes across the masks. So, for example, if I was to glue this together and sand it, I would have a couple of seams that, as you can see here, it will create a bit of a gap. And the way to cover this, try to sand it as much as you can. If sanding is not enough, and of course it will be not enough, you would need to use epoxy. It comes in 2 parts. This is the epoxy, as you can see here. They're designed like clay, as you can see here. All you need to do is take part of this, and of course from this part as well, and just get them together, mix them together, and apply it across these seams. And of course then try to sand it as much as you can, because if you don't, it will show across the mask. I will show you how it looks like. That's how it looks like. I don't know if you can see it right here. It shows across the mask, and that is a negative part. Because this helmet's been through battle, it's okay-ish, but it's good to make sure that, you know, to have it as clean as you can. As you can see here, this helmet requires so much sanding to make it look smooth enough-ish. All these models that I have printed, they were designed as accurate as it can be across the human scalp, and of course the face and head, all of it. And that's good for you just to download the STL file and just go on with printouts. But depends on your skull and the size of your head, you might need to resize. If you guys want to size your helmet accordingly, there is a video that's done by Uncle Jesse. There's a full video showing you how to size your helmet. If you want me to create another video of how to size the helmet, then please do list it in the description down below, and I'm happy to do so. Painting your helmet is so simple. All you need to do is pick up a primer that can be any color, and of course a required spray paint, either a gloss, matte, metallic, depending on what you want to spray paint, and make sure it fits for plastic. Keep your hands about 30 to 40 centimeters away from the model and just start spray painting. All the masks that I've done, they came out so good with just a normal spray paint. In terms of this one, creating the effect is just spray paint with red and a dab with a black matte here. If you need, you can use acrylic paint and just go with it over it with a cloth, and of course that will give you the weathering effect. Other than that, this is it. I hope this video was useful to you guys. Now please don't be afraid to subscribe, leave your comments down below, like this video, share it, watch it to the end. Of course you have watched it to the end, And yeah, so I will leave you with 2 words and 2 words only. I'm Batman.